afternoon, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And today, this is a totally different video to the one I last filmed. Last video I was talking about the fact that I was still training and was I self-isolating? No, and all sorts of stuff. But the way that the situation has escalated in the UK has been at a ridiculous speed. Yes, I'm training as normal. Yes, I'm carrying on the plan. And my view is that if the pool is open, I will be there. And I think that it won't be long before the government do put the steps in place to make sure that those numbers don't grow. So I hate to be pessimistic in this time, and I think that it's so important to be optimistic, but I think that the chances of lockdown happening are very high, and I think that this is such a difficult time for athletes and anybody really, but athletes in particular, because of the uncertainty of will my season go ahead, will my work be for nothing kind of thing. And the perfect answer is, of course it won't be for nothing, and if anything it will put you in a better position. Say your season gets cancelled this year, it will put you in a better position for next season. And I think it's so important to remember that only in the dark are you able to see the light, and I think it's so important to stay positive and optimistic. And I think that, yes, there is no doubt that this is a tough time for us all. And I think that it is so important to look after ourselves. And I mean, it's just hard, isn't it? I think that this is really important for us. It's a test. I think it's a challenge. It is something that will either make or break us, and if we are really meant to achieve what we want to achieve, then we will find a way to overcome it. And I think that it's so important to remember that only in the face of adversity do we grow, and I genuinely cannot reiterate that enough. And yes, this is an obstacle. Yes, it's taking away our routine, but there are things and ways that we can help ourselves to continue to work out, to continue to develop ourselves, to achieve our goals. And that's not just in sport, that's in anything. That could be in business, in anything. This is the time where you have to get your head down and work, because a lot of people won't be, and if it's a competitive environment, then a lot of people will be taking the foot off the gas, and I think that it is so important for us not to be that person. So today I wanted to talk to you about how to, one, if you're an athlete, stay sane, to be honest, and two, still be able to achieve your goals. So I'm going to split this into two parts. I'm going to split this into staying sane and also to how to achieve your goals. So I have some notes on my phone. To stay sane, I think it's so important. Yes, our routine has been stripped from us, but I think that it's important to develop a new routine and to make sure that we can recreate a routine that we can stick to that still covers what we need to do. So I think that it's important to consider things that are for your mind, for your body, and just for your general well-being and emotional sanity. I think that now is the time to make your plan B. So what I've done, actually, I have made a routine for quarantine. It rhymes. My coach actually sent me this idea from someone else who did this, and I will insert pictures there of their routine, and I kind of copied it and made it my own. I just wanted to make sure that I am a person who likes routine, and my mental health tends to dip if I don't have a routine. So this is why I wanted to do this. It generally follows quite a similar pattern to what I used to do when I was not in quarantine, when I was living a life. But yeah, if I will talk you guys through it actually now. So 8 o'clock I'm going to wake up every day, and I think it's so important to stick to your sleep pattern. Your circadian rhythm can really mess up, and if you start tampering with it now, it's not going to be the best when it comes to going back to your day-to-day life. So I think it's so important to stick to your sleeping pattern and not let it be affected in this time. So 8 o'clock, there's a car. 8 o'clock, I'm going to get up, make my bed, skincare, teeth, breakfast, dressed, and journal. Now, obviously, these are fairly basic things, but this is my half hour to do all of those. And I think it's so important to make your bed, and I'll leave some articles in the link below for why you should make your bed. I think it's so important to just start yourself off right. If I also should have put a shower in there to have a wash. But this is like, don't just sit in your bed all day. That is the worst thing for your mental health anyway. And I think that it's very tempting to do that with us potentially being thrown into lockdown. So please just make sure you get up, make your bed so that you're out of it and you're not tempted to go back in it. And yeah, just that's the start of your day, and if you make this a routine, then you're just going to get up and follow it over time. So that's my first half hour. My second half hour, 8:30 to 9, is pretty much similar. It's quite a self-lovey kind of half hour. Meditate and read, phone-free zone. And I think that it's so important to have a phone-free zone because recently I've obviously reduced my social time with people, and I've just replaced it with being in front of a screen, and my head has been pounding so much because we're not meant to see that much blue light, and we're not meant to. And I do wear blue light glasses when I am on a screen a long time, but even still, like, it's so bad for your eyes. And I think that it's so important to at least just have half an hour away from screens and just do meditation. I want to sit on my yoga mat. This is why this yoga mat is going to be sat out here all the time. So I can sit here, have my coffee, and just look out on the view that I have out my French doors, and just meditate, be at one, like resonate the calm. And I think that I am a firm believer in you attract the energy that you give out, and I think if you attract positive energy, if you give out positive energy, then you will attract positivity, and I think you're less likely to get ill if you are in a positive headspace. So that's the reason why I've put that in there. So 9 o'clock, this is then the time for education. Now, yes, uni is cancelled, doesn't mean that I'm just going to sit and do no work. All my classes are now online, and this is going to be my hour and a half to do any uni work that I have or would have to do. So any essays, any revision, anything. And if I run out of stuff to do, this is then the time for language development. So obviously I do Spanish and French. Just because I have no work to do doesn't mean I can't be learning. And I think that in this day and age, it's so easy to learn. You can watch Spanish and French YouTube, you can watch Spanish and French Netflix. I recommend Cable Girls if anybody wants to watch a good Spanish Netflix series. I also recommend the Hookup Plan. That is really good as well. Honestly, like, Spanish and French Netflix is the way to go, and I just think that it's so important to maintain our education even if uni isn't on. So this leads to me to 11:30, where I want to open the windows and the doors and just make sure that fresh air is coming into the flat. There's nothing worse than sitting in a stuffy flat, and I think that it's so important to make sure that you are getting fresh air. Even if we're not allowed out, then make sure that you're able to get fresh air. And I think that while I'm sat with the fresh air, I think it's important for me to be creative. So whether that's colouring, whether that's filming a video, whether that's editing a video, whether that's writing a blog, in some way I want to be creative, because I think that creativity is so important. and then that leads me into lunchtime, which is 12:30. So that's the morning all done. I kind of want to make sure that I am sticking to a routine, like I said. So 1 o'clock is workout time. Do something to fit your goals. Just do something to fit your goals. I think it's so important. And 2:30 will be productivity time. And I think that it is very easy to just start being a little lazy slob and not clean your flat or not be productive in any way. So this will be my 45 minutes to clean, declutter, do any mental health and sport work that I need to do, or do any chores like the laundry, put laundry away kind of thing. Then at 3:15, I'm going to do something for my soul again. 8:30 was self-love. I want to do some more self-love down here, just because I think that it will be a challenging time for my brain, and I think it will be a challenging time to remain positive. So here I have reading, yoga, colouring, FaceTime family and friends. I think that's super important at this time. We will struggle without social interactions, and just do something for your heart. Do anything that you enjoy, and just make sure that you're still taking your time to do these things. 4 o'clock, that's your time for fun stuff. So that is your Netflix time. That is your TikTok time. I hear you. And then dinner, and then wind down. And I think that it's so important to stick to a routine, just because otherwise I think we will go insane. Okay, so for me, I think that in this time, I think it's so important to maintain workouts, just for your sanity, to maintain reflections and journaling, any journaling or gratitude that you might have, especially because this will be a hard time for everybody's mental health in general, across the board, whether or not you're an athlete or not. Make sure you're FaceTiming friends and family, clean and declutter, and take the opportunity to learn something new. Learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I've ordered a Rubik's Cube. Learn how to play the guitar. Learn how to do a handstand. Do these things that you have never done before, and just learn something new. Learn a new language. I will link my tutorful down below that I will teach you Spanish or French. And also I will link any podcasts, audiobooks or books that I recommend for you, obviously to limit the screen time. So those are my tips for staying sane. If those have helped you in any way, please let me know. And for any athletes, I just want to let you know, like, you can get around this. Cyclists, this is what Zwift's for. That's all I'm saying. Runners, this is why you have a treadmill. If you don't have a treadmill, then this is why you can jog on the spot. You can, like, I've made sure that there is enough space in my living room for me to do shuttle runs back and forwards. I have med balls, I have kettlebells, I have resistance bands, I have a pull-up bar. I'm telling you, I'm going to be like the She-Hulk when I come out of the quarantine. That is probably going to happen. And I think that now is a super important time to, like, buy a home workout guide. Obviously, it will be hard times for us all financially, but it's the time to buy home workout guides. I think that it's an investment in yourself. Either that, or look on YouTube for home workouts. There's loads on YouTube, and I will probably film some as well, or even Instagram as well. Definitely the place to go. But until then, I hope you stay safe. Remember to look after your hygiene, look after your mental health. I'm a firm believer that if your mental health drops, then your immune system starts to struggle. So please look after yourself, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me on my Instagram, at Dottir, the Mental Health in Sport Instagram as well, Mental Health in Sport CIC, the Mental Health in Sport email, mentalhealthinsport@outlook.com, or just comment in this video if you want any tips, tricks, or pieces of advice. I can't promise that I will know everything, but I do think that it is important for me to get videos up for you guys, just so that you guys know tips and stuff of how to help yourself in this time. And it's okay to feel lost, it's okay to feel down and despair in this time, but I think that is so important to still pick yourself up and do your self-help techniques. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time out your day. I mean, it's not like you're busy or anything. But please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Click the subscribe button to join the family. Ring the bell to see when I post. And I will see you guys in the next video, which probably won't be very long away. Let's be real. But I will see you guys then. Bye, guys.